Are we a bit scruffy? Have we let our standards slip? Some people do care a lot about what they wear. Should they all be in a collar and tie? Or is it, as Ron says, a bit more casual, then they can relate better to the kids? What do you think this morning? Do join in. Let's talk to Stephanie Roper on the programme. She runs a Yorkshire-based company called the Wardrobe Angel, and has actually written dress etiquette guides for various companies across the north. Stephanie, is this true? Morning to you. Good morning.
Yes, I run a wardrobe styling business to help men and women organise their wardrobes and restyle themselves.
All right. And do you work with companies?
Yeah, I worked with a couple of companies, an architecture firm in Manchester, specifically writing their dress code for them.
All right.
Because they were expanding, taking on staff, and staff were going out to meetings, and the owner of the firm wanted the staff to reflect the brand, so we came up with a dress code with just some really simple things in it, like don't wear too much jewellery, don't carry a plastic bag, obviously have your work bag with you, and also about heel height, tights, short skirts, what was the appropriate skirt length. So dress code is really important, especially if a brand is growing or a business is growing. But in the case of the Ofsted inspection report that you're talking about, I really think dress is very important, and sometimes what you wear can be a real outer reflection of how you're feeling on the inside. And it doesn't necessarily mean turning up suited and booted every day with really shiny shoes, but it just means pressing your shirt and making sure everything's clean, and just making sure that what you're saying to the outer world is actually how you're feeling on the inside.
Right, okay. No, I can see that. So what sort of response, what did it do for that architecture business in Manchester when you sort of tarted them up, basically?
Tarted them up.
Sorry, it might be it's not an but you tarted them up, didn't you? You smartened them up.
Smartened them up a little bit, yeah. They'd taken on one gentleman and two ladies, and it just basically firmed up what the firm was about. So they were a really, really fun, really accessible firm. But obviously, they're out to do business, and with the people that they were dealing with, they were suited and booted and had big offices, so they needed to look appropriate while still maintaining the core elements of what was good about their architecture firm. So it is really, really important. And I used to have a massive quiff in my hair and have my tongue pierced, and used to work for Marks and Spencer's. And obviously how I looked didn't really fit in with Marks and Spencer's.
I bet it didn't. The women in there are of a certain quality and distinction in Marks and Spencer's, aren't they?
Well, I turned up as a graduate manager and had a big quiff in my hair, had my tongue pierced, had pink pointy shoes on, and I used to wear a suit, though. That was the dress code. You had to wear a suit, but I would obviously accessorise it differently. So when I left and started to work for H&M as a visual manager, the dress code was much more relaxed and much more creative, and that suited my personality down to the ground. So sometimes, though, when you do... So in the case of this school with the teachers, the standard of dress has to come from the top. It has to come from the head teacher. And if the head teacher's not enforcing a dress code, or the teachers haven't been given a dress code of this is what is acceptable to wear and this is what isn't acceptable to wear, then it's very easy to just turn up wearing what you want, and it's very much open to interpretation.
What would you do in the... I'm fascinated. What would you do in the BBC? Would you have a dress code in the BBC, all as creative types?
It's up to every brand what we've deemed a suitable dress code. But there's a really awesome book called The E-Myth Revisited, which talks about standardising every component of your company. So, like your marketing plan, your customer service, even the language that you use on Twitter. But a lot of companies fail to talk about a dress code and how they want their companies and their staff to look. So, and there's a really awesome quote in it, and it says, is it any wonder that McDonald's, Federal Express, Disney and many more extraordinary companies spend so much time and money on determining how they look? It pays. And their dress code has been sewn up, and everybody knows what to expect from those companies when they interact with a member of staff. So, yeah, it is quite important how people dress.
Mm-hmm. What you're wearing this morning as the front
wardrobe
person,
angel.
as the wardrobe angel.
So I've got a day in the office today, putting things on eBay for clients. So I'm wearing 7/8 trousers, little kind of trousers.
What are 7/8 trousers?
7/8 trousers are a super flattering trouser style, suit most body types, straight through the leg, but they just come slightly cropped at the ankle. They just graze the ankle bone, and they are just really, really flattering. So I'm wearing a pair.
Oh, like they're shrunk in the wash. Like on a bloke that look like trousers that have shrunk in a wash.
A tiny bit. They look great with heels.
That have big black shoes on and white socks.
And is that what you're wearing this morning?
No, I've not finished with you yet. Come on, and I'll tell you what I'm wearing in a minute.
Okay, are you like still in your pyjamas or something?
No, if only. I don't wear them. Let's not get into this.
Right, but we've crossed into dark territory.
Yeah.
So I've got a pair of those on. I've got a jumper, a cashmere jumper on, and a leopard print scarf.
Right. Okay. Nice. Okay, I've got it. For the record, I've started with brown suede boots.
Nice. That's a strong choice.
Pair of Levi's.
Yes.
Denim blue.
Yes.
I've got a white T-shirt.
I thought you were going to say something like you were got a lumberjack shirt on. You were like channeling the Brokeback Mountain look.
Brokeback Mountain look. Don't make me laugh. I've got a white T-shirt. You've sent me off there. I've got a white T-shirt with a purple button-down shirt on. Unbuttoned 2 buttons, so you can see the white T-shirt.
So you've gone for like quite a layered look this morning, then?
Yeah, something like that.
Right, okay. Sounds like a nice colour though in the shirt. That sounds good.
Yeah, sort of light purple. It's a real pleasure to talk to you. Thank you very much for.
Thanks for having me on.
No, okay. The business is called the Wardrobe Angel.
Yes, the Wardrobe Angel, based in Yorkshire.
All right. So if people want you to sort out, if people are listening this morning, maybe got a business and think, actually, I could do with getting my staff sort of a bit less scruffy and us looking a bit better.
Absolutely. Tell them to contact me. And if anybody needs their wardrobe sorting out or any personal shopping, then I am your woman.
All right. Nice to talk to you, Stephanie.
Have a lovely day.
All right, you too.
See you later.
There you go.